In this video, I'm just going to be telling you the experience of writing the IELTS and also PTE, what I wish I knew before, what I would like you to do before writing IELTS, and I'll tell you also how much it is currently and how much it was. And also I will leave website link in the description box below. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Beata Matasan, for those of you who do not know. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure that you do so. If you have subscribed, thank you so much for that. In this video, I'm just going to be telling you the experience of writing the IELTS and also PTE. I do not work at the British Council. I'm just going to share with you my personal experience, what I wish I knew before, what I would like you to do before writing IELTS, and I'll tell you also how much it is currently and how much it was. And also I will leave website link in the description box below, so that if you want to something like research how much it is, then you can be able to do so on time. So with the PTE, it's kind of like similar with the IELTS, but it's not the same as such, because with the IELTS you have your speaking separated, way too separated from these other three categories, which are the reading, writing, the listening. So I don't have much to say about the PTE, but I would say that it's kind of like cheaper than the IELTS, because the PTE was 4,100 maluti, or 4,100 rands. You will convert that into your currencies, and with the IELTS it was 4,500. That was inclusive of the speaking, the listening, the reading, and the writing. I wrote the IELTS exam first because I had applied for Chevening scholarship. Glasgow gave me a conditional offer, which was you have to write an IELTS exam, all those four categories. So after logging in, or after browsing through that link, what I did was I had to book for an exam date. After doing that, you'll kind of like check what is it. So I wanted to write before even the results were kind of like released, of me making it, or not making it, because I was like, I know that I made it, but because I was kind of like, time is not on my side, let me just try to do this. And also it kind of like it looks doable. So I booked my appointment, and my first appointment, to say, because I wrote it twice and then I wrote PTE once. I booked a slot, or the dates that were kind of like very close. For instance, if I say today is the 25th of May, I'm going to write on the 26th the speaking, and then the other parts I'm going to write on the 27th, because one, it's very much expensive for people like us who are coming from the Lesotho, but we don't have test centers. We had to move to Johannesburg. You can write them in Johannesburg, Durban, Pretoria. I forgot where, but it's in four places. But the closer one to me was Joburg in Rivonia. So because I was already going to be spending on transportation, spending on accommodation, spending on food, spending on the exam fee, so I was like, okay, let me try to minimize this cost. I wrote in the first attempt, I started with the speaking, and also in the second attempt, I started with the speaking. So I would say the speaking was really well. The speaking, it's more about like just what I'm doing right now. You being asked something, maybe, let me say, tell us about yourself or describe something. You having somebody, it was a virtual something with us. It was a lady. So I was put in a room alone, and then she was connected there, and you're given instructions what you have to do, blah 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 blah. And then you insert in some headsets right there, and I had to insert those headsets. And she asked me questions, and then I responded. So because it was kind of like set in a fixed duration, so I had to talk in that fixed duration. I forgot how long it was it 15 minutes or just less than that? I don't remember well. But I remember very well that there was a time where I was overflowing, and then the lady was like, okay, thank you, which means that we had reached the final stage at that section. It's different. You speak, but it's in different compartments. It's more like, okay, tell us an incident where something like this happened, and then you explain it, and then tell us where you coming from. You can't just say I come from Lesotho and then that's it. What's so peculiar about Lesotho? They want to know if you're eloquent enough, if you're able to speak enough, if you're able to like differentiate between the past tense, present tense, and whatnot, and if you are also able to link what you have said. Like they want a lot. If you're also able to describe all that, yeah. And then the second day, that is where I wrote the listening one, the speak, no, the listening, the reading comprehension, and the writing also. So with this one, it takes a different set. It's in the same setting, but it takes a different structure like before, because I'm like with the speaking one, you are put in a room like alone, and then you see somebody virtually. But with some other people, it's not a virtual thing. Like you really communicate in person with somebody else. So I'm done with the speaking. And then this other three parts, what happened was it was a lot of us, a lot of us. So you were told to arrive on a certain date, on a certain time. So I got there, it was early in the morning, like, because I had booked a B&B that was very close to that place. So what I did was, when you entered that room before everything else, because we arrived even before some other employees were there, but other employees were there, you get what I'm saying. The receptionist was there, so they told us that, okay, you guys, if you're here for writing, please sit in this waiting room. So in that waiting room, it's like numerous of you guys, up until someone like a staff member comes in, and then they read your names, and then you're like, okay, I'm present or whatnot. So they take whatever that is happening. So when they take your name, you have your identity document, either ID or either your passport. So I had my passport with me. So you need to make sure that your ID or whatever identity document that you have, or passport or whatnot, the same names that you wrote as in for the registering for the exam, are the same names that you're going to use, or the same names, sorry, that the same names that appear on your ID, because if not, it's not something that's going to happen. And also, before you write, they'll be like, okay, after calling your name, they'll be like, okay, please come, and they're going to take your fingerprints to ensure that they correspond. It's very serious, guys, so don't even think about any other thing that's not good. They take your fingerprints, there's some cameras around, and then also you leave your passport there because you're not going to be allowed to take it there. And there are some, I don't know what distance I used that I used to scan. You see them at the airport, and you see them almost everywhere, where they kind of like try to scan to see that you're not taking any other thing. So you're not even allowed to take a lip balm or a lip gloss at all. After those check-ins are done, you don't get back to the waiting room. Instead, you proceed to where you're going to write. So you'll be mixed. Those that are writing IELTS academic and IELTS that is not academic, yeah, non-academic. So you have to make sure that when you book an IELTS academic. That's if you are going to write an IELTS academic. But if you're not, you're still looking for a job, or you got a job somewhere else, you have to make sure that you book that one. So when you get there, you have somewhere where you'll be able to sit. It's a cubicle. So in that cubicle, there's a chair you have to sit like I'm doing right now, and there's a desktop, but you're not going to be able to see what whoever is doing anywhere. And you also have some headsets with you, so you'll be given instructions just like in an examination. So there are a lot of invigilators, I think about 6 7, maybe it depends on how busy that is. So there'll be one who will be reading to you guys the instructions and whatnot. You have to go to the restrooms at a certain time, and you can't go at a certain time. The moment that you start, it's counting down. With the listening, there will be someone recorded, then you have to listen to what that person says, and then while listening, you write comprehension. You read the comprehension. Will be a passage. After that passage, you're going to answer the questions based on that, and you have to be very much careful, because it's very tricky in such a way that some synonyms are used or antonyms are used, so you have to be very observant, because if you make one mistake, it's going to jeopardize the whole thing, and you're going to be like, I wasn't expecting this at all. And with there's going to be true false, fill in, whatnot. So it still happens with this other ones, right? And what I would like to say is if you're going to write an IELTS exam or any English exam, please, especially for the academic, please, the first thing that you have to do, even before booking and whatnot, the first thing that you have to do is you got an admission, right? And they tell you that you are accepted conditional. Please tell them that in your country or you have been doing an undergrad whereby English was a medium of instruction, it does help so much. It did help a lot of people, but with me, it didn't help me at all. I ended up writing because I had told them here at class that I wrote my examinations, my first undergraduate and my first postgraduate and also my second postgraduate in English. All the exams were conducted in English, but they were like, nope. But someone else, my other friend Stacy, if you guys have been watching previous videos of Chevening, she said the same thing and they did exempt her. So I don't know how it kind of like really works out to some other people, but I feel like it's different people's journeys. And I also told them that English is an official language in my country. But they were like, nope, we're not gonna do that. And I also know somebody else who was a Chevening scholar, but at the University of Dundee, it's still in Scotland. He did the same thing, and they gave him an exemption, and some other people. So I don't know why it was kind of different for me, but it's okay. So the universities by now, I'm sure you know that they will tell you what score they need in each category, like out of those four, and also what's the subtotal of that. Because it might happen that you kind of like miss it a little bit. Because with me, why I had to write three times. The first time when I wrote, I had missed it with 0.5. The second time, I missed it with 1.5. And the third time, was it 1? Or it was for the first time 0.5, 1, 1.5. I don't know, something like that. Something like that. So when you book, when you like done and you know very well that you're no longer going to be getting any assistance, any assistance as in they're not going to exempt you from that, you should book a time that is not too close to your due date, but something that is too far, such that if anything happens, you have a plan B of booking again. Because what happened with me, I'm saying I wrote it three times, so I couldn't write for the fourth time. Why? Because the due date for submitting the Chevening and whatnot was now kind of like very, very, very much close. And like it gets very full, guys. Like it gets very full. One other thing is if you book and you want a refund, yes, they will give you a refund, and also they're going to deduct a certain amount. So you need to be sure of what you are doing. Practice a lot, practice a lot. How do you do so? By watching some YouTube videos, by watching some TikTok videos, which is what I did. Like most, I still don't understand up to today what really transpired. Like I still don't understand up to today, but I feel like there was something that God was trying to show me, because still wrote thrice, but out of these three attempts, none of them was what Glasgow said, and they had rejected my application. But 2 days before the due date of Chevening, that's when they were like, okay, we're accepting you. The same thing that I had practiced from YouTube is the same. I got the same question, which was kind of like why I've been performing well with the speaking than any other thing. Like I was like, okay, these questions are kind of like repetitive or something like that. And I also had somebody who we were kind of like discussing with her, and she only said once, and she got very good marks. Like she got very good marks. I'm so proud of her. So the other question would be, so after how long does the results get publicized or released? I won't say after this certain time, but I'll tell you after how long mine took. But they will tell you, like, okay, please bear in mind that the results are going to take this long. For the IELTS, I wrote early, like on Mondays, and then by Friday they were there for the first time. And then for the second time, it wasn't on a Monday. I don't remember well, uh, but more like Tuesday, Wednesday. But still on Friday, the results were there. So they sent them via email. Apart from that email, you have to have an address of somebody who lives in RSA. That's if you're writing in RSA. I had to see them first via email because they email them to you. But with the PTE, I think I wrote on a Friday. I don't remember well. I still wrote in Joburg, but it was a different place to where I wrote the PTE. So with this one, there were very few of us, like very, very few. And what still surprises me is, you know how we taught in high school that when you see a comma or when you see a full stop, you have to kind of like pause and whatnot. That's what I did. And trust me, with the speaking, because you have a reading passage, so in that reading passage you have to read. You still using headsets and everybody's using his or her headsets, and there's still some cubicles, but you have to focus, because if you kind of like tend to listen to what somebody's going to say, you're going to lose it. And that is something that I really hate about it. I just so wish that there was soundproof or something. With the PTE, there wasn't a soundproof, that there was a lot of noise. But with the IELTS, I feel like it was okay. Like I couldn't hear much of somebody who was close to me. I don't know why, but yeah, it is that way. So I had to pause where I saw a comma, I had to pause where I saw a full stop, whatnot. But believe you me, I didn't get good marks in the speaking, and I was like, maybe it's because of this. And what I did not like also, it's when they give you some feedback, they give you general feedback. General feedback in this way: if you got a 7.5 in speaking, or if your overall band score is, let me say, 7.0, they're going to give you the same comments of everybody who got a 7.0. I wish they could individualize them such that if you rewrite, then you know where you got wrong. So you need to kind of like take cognizance of that. So let me check how much the IELTS is right now. I heard that it's now expensive than before. So yeah. So you're gonna be booking online, like I said. So it says the IELTS academic for UKVI, those that are in center, those that are in paper or computer. Yeah, that's one thing that I forgot. You are able to write it on paper or on computer. I think it's a personal preference. I think so. So the academic one, which mine was 4,500 added last year in 2023, this year in 2024. This is how much it is: 5,700. And the IELTS non-academic, it's still the same, 5,500. And then the IELTS life skills is 3,600. You have to check, there's IELTS academic for UKVI, and there's also IELTS academic just like that. So they kind of like differ. I wrote the UKVI, which was 4.5. Right now it's 5.7. And then there's this other IELTS academic. It's 5.5 currently. I don't know how much it was last year. So as you can see, they will be saying find a test date. So you will have to like click right here, and let me see. Okay, let me just say maybe you're trying to do IELTS UKVI academic right here. So with the IELTS academic UKVI, this test is for test makers wishing to study at undergraduate or postgraduate levels, and for those seeking professional registration in the UK. So let me say I got my results. That is last year, right? Those results are valid for only 2 years. After 2 years, if I say I need to move to UK for whatever reason, uh, it has to be academic reason also. It has to be within 2 years that I will still use the same results. But if I want to move for professional whatnot, I will not use those because I'll have to rewrite. And if 2 years has passed, I will have to rewrite. So yeah, that's it. So okay, let me check. I'm going to click right here to check. Okay, so here are the places that I talked about: Cape Town, Cape Town, Durban, Joburg, and Pretoria. Yeah, so let me just say Joburg is closer to me. and you'll read whatever it says. It asks if you need any if you have accessibility needs for the test dates. You'll say yes or no, uh, and also if it's going to be you want IELTS on computer or IELTS on paper. And also one tip is if you want it to be IELTS on paper, it's okay, it will do so. But on paper, it tends out to take longer. I don't know why. Maybe because somebody's going to personally mark it. But with the one that is in computer, it kind of like takes shorter time because the computer is the one marking. So that's why it says IELTS on computer takes about 1 to 3 days, and on paper takes about 13 days. So it depends on what you want, like you know yourself, like what's best for you. So let me just, for the sake of it, say IELTS on computer, mark this one. And then when would you like to take your test? Let me choose the date. I clicked on the 28th. Yes. Oh, sorry, there are no test dates available on the dates you have selected. Please widen your range. That's me widening the dates. Search for the dates. Okay, so I picked those dates, and then they're saying listening, reading, and writing, because these ones are kind of like written on in one day, and then the speaking is written in the other day. But sometimes you might get lucky. You find that you write everything in one day, and then you're done in the morning and then in the afternoon. That's if you're okay with that pressure. So what happens is the first one, it says the IELTS on computer is on the 27th of May from 9 in the morning to 12:45, and the speaking is from 20 past 2 p.m. to 22 3. Maybe if you want to change, you change whatnot, and then they tell you how much this price is, and then you can book. You just click there and then you book, and then you'll be given receipt after pay. But you'll also be given some banking details. Yeah, I was trying to say you'll be given some banking details. So this is the test center that I wrote to. I will also write it in the description box. It's the 8A Wessels Road, Edinburgh, Rivonia 2196, Joburg. Yeah, this is this is it. Yeah, guys, this is it about the IELTS exam. I hope I did answer everything, which was when, how long it takes, how was it, like how much it is, because I feel like how much it is much important. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. I hope you did enjoy whatever thing that I was saying, and please make sure that you do subscribe. I've given you a lot of tea, and I wish you all the best. Like, please don't forget to pray.